Hello, my name is HaeRan Shin. I'm talking about cultural economy in Gwangju, South Korea. This is the third phase of the cultural economy, politics. The transition from mourning to placemaking. The construction of the Asia Culture Center was a big matter, and it was when there was a shift in focus from who is entitled to speak about the past to who is entitled to make a place. So victims, families, and placemaking experts emerged as new actors. So this is again the many people in front of the Jeonnam provincial hall, former provincial hall, and then that building planned to be renovated as Asian Culture Center like this. But the construction became problematic because the plan included removing Pyeolgwan, a part of the former provincial hall, and then it is the place where ordinary citizens were killed when the uprising took place in 1980. So this circled side is Pyeolgwan and of the former Jeonnam Provincial Hall. For the plan, several public consultants were organized, and it was explained how the building will be changed according to the experts. However, this is, for example, the original master plan that people saw in the public consultant. So you can see that the Pyeolgwan part is gone because the architecture design includes that the communication channel that symbolizes the communication in the 21st century. So a consensus was made, people thought, and then the groundbreaking ceremony was held in 2008. However, a belated criticism began. Victims' families and then this May 18 organizations that consist of victims and victims' families, they ask, if you remove Pyeolgwan today, what are you going to say tomorrow? Because victims' families felt that, they said, Pyeolgwan is their family's grave because they died there. So they put this black cloth saying that this is going to be removed. Please protect it. Here there is a dilemma about the victims' families. It was not really openly discussed, but there was something called May 18 fatigue, and the main part of this May 18 fatigue was about victims' families. Because victims' families had a symbolic importance, the nation state, the local government, they couldn't really directly challenge them. But at the same time, because these victims' families have been involved in small money-taking businesses like vending machines out of politicians and then governments who wanted to use victims' families as a symbol of what they want. There were people who were skeptical about these victims' families, and the people in favor of the demolition criticized May 18 organizations in this stage. However, an interviewee from the May 18 organization said reluctantly, actually, we did not understand what was going on in the public consultation. We did not know that the part that was planned to be demolished was where the family members died. And then the proponents of the demolition didn't believe it, but most of all, they were worried if this protest would make the conservative regime of the nation state, which were reluctant to continue to support the Asian Culture City project, reduce or even cancel the project. So they argued for the development of a collective memory, in a more sophisticated way as soon as possible. So the original plan had the Byeolgwan disappear, but in the alternative plan by the civil society, it was preserved. And then the final plan, as a compromise, the part of the Byeolgwan is preserved and a part of it is gone, so that the communication channel, it remains. So this is a final plan in 2010 suggested. And finally, the renovated building was open. And then last year I visited there. And but it was not the end of story, I'm afraid, because there was a new lift in the place of the situation room, which was also important at the time of fighting in the 1980 without no special reason. So Occupy movement in the building started, and even the city government joined it. City government is the first member, and then they had this kind of a tent, and they occupied the building, and still it is being discussed. And then besides, one of the people of the former president who has been impeached now was driving the construction of the Asian Culture Center. Now people are arguing that the construction or the roles of the Asian Culture Center should be discussed from the scratch. Well, anyway, so far, my conclusion is that cultural economy is a contested site. And then we can see that the territory of culture, territory of economy, territories of different cultures are competing, conflicting, negotiating with each other. And in this second-tier Asian cities, navigational and spatial strategy in precarious condition is the essence of my argument. So with this research, I suggest a reconsideration of the dynamic process of cultural economy formation as exemplified in the making of urban fortunes through art-based urban boosterism. And then I believe that Gwangju has made an excellent representative example. Thank you. Thank you for listening.